Hello, I'm Bernie Norcott Mahany. I work at Johnson County Community College and at the Kansas City Public Library. And every April, I like to read some poems in honor of National Poetry Month. This April 2015, I thought I would concentrate on poems written during or about World War I. And to start off, I actually wanted to look at one Roman poem, one of the Roman odes by the Roman poet Horace. Horace wrote 4 books of odes, collections of poems. Book 3 opens with 6 poems devoted to Roman virtues. So these would be things like loyalty or sense of duty. The second ode is devoted to the virtue of discipline, which was very big for the Romans, especially as a military power. And I'm going to read 2 translations, one by a man named John Conington, and then the other one by A.S. Klein. Both of these I found on the internet. Conington's was done at the turn of this century, the last century actually, and Klein's was done in this century. And for non-commercial use, it can be used. So this is Horace, Ode, Book 3, Number 2. The Ode on Discipline. To suffer hardness with good cheer, in sternest school of warfare bred, our youth should learn. Let steed and spear make him one day the Parthians dread. Cold skies, keen perils brace his life. Methinks I see from ramparted town some battling tyrant's matron wife, some maiden look in terror down. Ah, my dear lord, untrained in war, oh, tempt not the infuriate mood of that fell lion I see. From far he plunges through a tide of blood. What joy for fatherland to die! Death's dart, e'en flying feet o'ertake, nor spake a recreant chivalry, a back that cowers or loins that quake. True virtue never knows defeat. Her robe she keeps unsullied still, nor takes nor quits her curule seat to please a people's veering will. True virtue opens heaven to worth. She makes the way she does not find. The vulgar crowd, the humid earth, her soaring pinion leaves behind. Sealed lips have blessings sure to come. Who drags Eleusis' right today, that man shall never shake my home or join my voyage. Roofs give way and boats are wrecked. True men and thieves neglected justice oft confounds. Though vengeance halt, she seldom leaves the wretch whose flying steps she hounds. And that was Ode 2 from Book 3 of the Odes by Horace, translated by John Conington. And here is Roman Ode number 2 from Book 3 of the Odes, the Ode on Discipline, here translated by A.S. Klein. Let the boy toughened by military service learn how to make bitterest hardship his friend, and as a horseman with fearful lance go to vex the insolent Parthians, spending his life in the open, in the heart of dangerous action. And seeing him from the enemy's walls, let the warring tyrant's wife and her grown-up daughter sigh. Ah, don't let the inexperienced lover provoke the lion that's dangerous to touch, whom a desire for blood sends raging so swiftly through the core of destruction. It's sweet and fitting to die for one's country, yet death chases after the soldier who runs, and it won't spare the cowardly back or the limbs of peace-loving young men. Virtue, that's ignorant of sordid defeat, shines out with its honor unstained, and never takes up the axes or puts them down at the request of a changeable mob. Virtue, that opens the heavens for those who did not deserve to die, takes a road denied to others, and scorns the vulgar crowd and the bloodied earth on ascending wings. And there's a true reward for loyal silence. I forbid the man who divulged those secret rites of Ceres to exist beneath the same roof as I, or untie with me the fragile boat. Often careless Jupiter included the innocent with the guilty, but lame-footed punishment rarely forgets the wicked man despite his start. Now, the reason that I read this particular poem was because of the key line in this poem in Latin is Dulce et decorum est, or Dulce et decorum est, as it's sometimes pronounced. That line, "it is sweet and fitting to die for one's country," was a key thing that Wilfred Owen, whom we'll look at in the next couple of days, that he was having trouble with. This was something that the British prep school boys, like Owen himself, were told, that it's good to die for one's country. And then, of course, the reality of World War I was so horrifying that many recoiled from those horrors despite the patriotic fervor imposed on them by their teachers. So tomorrow and for the next few days, we'll look at Wilfred Owen.